recently attended the Geneva Motor Show with Corporate Angels. We were partnered with Genetta. It was an absolutely fantastic event. But obviously Corporate Angels attend some of the best events in the world, from the Monaco Yacht Show to the F1. So I just wanted to share a few exhibition tips from the event. So here are my top 3 things to bear in mind, and especially this will be great for you if you're exhibiting in Geneva in 2020. Tip would be is to make sure that your stand is approachable. Now you have to remember, as a luxury brand, yes, your important clients are the high net worths that are going to buy, but you also need to engage with your fans. Now, with around 666,000 people attending the Geneva Motor Show, I'm going to tell you now, it's important to make sure your brand image is, portrayed in the right way, and you're giving a great experience to everyone, not just the people that are going to buy, because the people that interact with you on social media, that engage with you on a daily basis, are more the general crowd. So you need to focus on these people too. I was very shocked that only around 2 hostesses welcomed me onto the stand, and this was not impressive at all. I mean, Corporate Angels and how we're welcoming. Anyway, I was not pleased to see this. So just to tackle this next time, having kind of morning meetings with your team, or briefing before the show on how you want people to be greeted and the quality of service. This is really something to bear in mind, and you can do this for any show. This is really important to maintain and not just cater towards the specific, but the masses too, because it all adds up. Okay, so tip number 2. Now, we all know that 2019, 2020 is all about your brand story. People care where you came from and the heritage of your company. Now, you need to present this on your stand. If you're paying thousands and thousands of pounds to be at a great event, you need to teach people about your brand. You need to engage with them. So, this can be having people from your company guest speak on your stand, and, announcing special times on social media where people can come and see and hear your story live, from people that are kind of like either the directors or part of the events, to kind of, really get engaged people on the next level. I mean, another way to do this is even with VR. You can give people a factory tour of, where the cars are being made. People need to leave your stand feeling part of what you've created. And I really felt this lacked at Geneva. I feel that there was kind of a great stand, really big space, just cars plotted around, and it lacked authenticity. So next year, think of how you can engage people far more, whether it be guest speaking, VR, or even telling the story of each car and how it was made next to where the car is presented, whether, this be by like a mini story manual, I don't mind. But people just want to know where brands and cars came from and the history of your company. Very, very important. Now, my third and final tip is, if you're exhibiting, please, please, please be creative. Now, there's nothing worse than going around a show and seeing the same thing on the same stands with the same kind of ideas behind what you're doing constantly. Now, a few ways to be creative, and I just want to point out, I feel that one of the most creative things I saw was people that actually had mirrors under the cars so you could see the chassis, but even that, it's not amazing. So a few ways to be creative. I mean, even if you have buttons next to the cars that make the sound of the engine so people can hear the roar and get excited about, if they were to drive that car, far more VR. Also, social media competitions were lacking so much. I mean, everything's on Facebook, Instagram now. When we're with the Corporate Angels, we're strictly regimented to post at least 10 times at a show and to engage with competitions. So I feel just be far more creative with your ideas. I mean, even if you had people or someone showing how one of the car seats are made, or the detail into part of the cars, and just showcase that on your stand. Just do things that are far more engaging and unique, and really in 2020 think, how can we fascinate people with what we're doing, and showcase the effort that goes into these incredible cars and the history of our brand. So there are a few ideas. I hope next year to see far, far more creativity. And if you want any help, feel free to drop Corporate Angels a message, and we would be happy to get involved. I'll see you all soon.